Not Sold Separately is brought to you by Brooke
and Erika, two inseparable 20-somethings who haven't run out of things to talk about since 2001.
From little girls playing dress up to successful little sales reps, these two are ready to dish on dating,
Or lack thereof.
positivity,
Well, we try.
travel diaries,
Not without horror stories.
hot topics,
With hot takes.
and crawling up the corporate ladder.
Whether it's briefcases and stilettos or sweats and sneaks, this duo is sure to entertain,
We are here to remind you to take risks
build confidence,
and have fun because
it's just not that serious.
Hello, everyone.
Hi, friends. Welcome back to the Not Sold Separately podcast. This is episode 2. We're going to be kicking it off this week with a fun topic. So,
If you're following along, you would see that we just went to Erika's stepsister's wedding, which had a
Was a
blast.
time.
We love it. And we have been loving our wedding guest era over
Yes.
2024.
Well, this just reminds us and brings us back to our core, right? Because when we were children, we were obsessed with the movie. I say were as in past tense.
No, still are.
Presently, still obsessed with the movie Bride Wars with
Anne
Kate-
Hathaway.
Yeah, Kate Hudson.
And Kate Hudson, yeah.
Honestly, the most iconic film. If you have not watched it, I cannot recommend it enough. But I think that movie just like really, it's about two best friends that
I mean,
grew up together.
Yes, obviously that's us to our core.
Yeah.
But you know, they like end up fighting with each other and all this stuff, which we do.
Oh, a full-blown brawl. Like,
Yeah.
weren't going to attend each other's weddings because they were scheduled for the same day.
So it's like we would never get to that point, and we know that. But
I fear
we
been in-
bicker.
we've
We
been in-
bicker because we're like sisters.
Tussles.
So you know we can relate, and
Again.
it brings us so much joy and a tear to our eye every single time that we watch it.
Absolutely.
And yeah, so we have been basically what we're saying is we've been made for this moment in our
Yes.
lives to be wedding guests. So now we're here living out our dreams.
We are. Yeah. So I would say in 2024, I think you mentioned we've attended 3
Yes.
weddings at this
three
point.
weddings, like together, as each other's plus ones, if you will.
I mean, we're the dynamic duo that everyone wants and needs at their,
Oh,
at their
absolutely.
reception. I mean, like our resume is now it's starting to really
getting
get
robust.
long.
It's
Very
getting-
robust.
yeah.
With all the different types of weddings we've attended, the different types of people
Yes.
that were
Different-
like supporting
yes.
and going to these weddings, right? Because there's like some childhood friends, some newer friends, some family. So it's like different dynamics at every single one.
I feel like we've gotten a good taste of like what different types of weddings are like
Yeah.
because of that.
But unfortunately, because we are each other's plus one, we're like, as we've mentioned previously, we're not in relationships at this time with men. However, we'd like to be. But,
not for lack of trying, not for
not-
lack of wanting.
Correct. But, you know, because we're always bringing each other as a plus one to our respective wedding events, we unfortunately are always asked if we are,
Are you together?
yeah, are
That's
you
what we get.
partners? Are you together? Are you a couple? It's usually one of those 3 in a
I
variation.
feel like it's always are you together with the are you guys
Yeah.
together with like the eyes?
Just trying to be very demure and mindful about the question, but every time we promptly respond, absolutely not.
like no,
so.
we're best friends. Why can't we be friends?
Yeah.
Like why does it have to be more than friends?
I mean,
why?
I know, but like,
Everyone wants to put a label on you.
Everyone wants to, but you know what?
Yeah, because they're
It's
trying to
okay.
figure you out.
Yeah, but
They
you know
need,
what?
everyone wants to figure out the story. And you know what? That's fine. And I'm sure that it's like very entertaining to those who are watching from afar trying to figure it out. I'm sure it's very
it is.
entertaining.
I'm sure maybe we burst some bubbles with
we
that. I don't know, but it's fine.
I think we did most recently. But
Yeah, so like let's rewind it back
yeah.
to Q1 of 2024.
Q1.
No,
Yes,
March of
yeah.
2024.
Q1, we had a wedding for like kind of like a childhood friend
Yes.
from like how old were we? Probably like 12 since we've known her.
Yeah.
So that was very fun for us. Beautiful venue. It was in New Jersey.
Gorgeous.
I hadn't even known about the venue before, but it was beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
I loved that something cool that they did was instead of having a guest book, they had a set of cornhole for the guests to sign. So something that you could use, and I thought that was really cute.
Completely forgot about that, but like
Yeah.
a great way to use something, not just like a
Yeah,
book that you're going
yeah,
to
it's
store
just
and
gonna
put away.
collect dust.
Yeah, they'll actually use that and something to like have a good memory with.
Yeah.
So just for greater context, this group of people that we were with were like our OG dance friends growing
Yes.
up. So of course we're tearing up the dance floor, just like having a great time.
yeah.
But our one dance teacher, childhood dance teacher, actually multiple were there, but one
Yes.
always just like really likes to be the center of attention. Like she just can't she can't let
help
the bride have her moment, right? She has to insert herself into every situation. And in this particular case, we were taking a group photo with all of us people from like our dance studio, and she had to then literally belly slide underneath the bride on the floor under her dress and poking out, because she's also like 2 feet tall, this woman, and very petite. So she literally, in the picture, like you just see a floating head sticking out between tulle of this bride's
of her
dress.
Yeah.
So of course she would do that.
Yeah.
But
and
an icon.
great, and a great memory. Yeah. So highlights from wedding Q1.
So fun.
And then wedding Q2 was
we stepped it up a notch
in Miami. Arguably the best place to have a wedding in your life, and
no words for
I fear that weddings are now ruined for us.
I mean,
I think even our own weddings are ruined because
forever.
it was actually that insane, that good, that amazing.
Like
it was the perfect combo.
Let's take a moment of silence for this wedding. Okay.
No, it was
there
unreal.
was like I can't even begin to speak on
the
it.
performers, the fireworks, literal fireworks,
Tequila
sparklers.
shots flowing, people serving you on the dance floor. I mean,
tequila shots brought out on a platter onto the dance floor.
And the music at this, so there was like heavy Cuban influence. Both families, I believe, are Cuban. So the Spanish music was just, I mean, Bad Bunny, like just
an actual Bad Bunny head. Like a mascot.
Entertainers on stilts, fucking guys. Like it was
actually
Cirque du Soleil.
No,
it
was. It was Cirque du Soleil. And I fear, like, even my own future wedding will not live up to that.
I'm pretty sure the groom taught, like, Brooke and I how to do, like, salsa routines.
Like, yes.
We were doing salsa with every
immediately.
person in the family.
Yeah.
But that was also such a cool event because we didn't know we didn't know blessed
we knew,
soul.
We knew the bride. Like, that's
not
it.
a blessed soul.
So.
And we had a blast with these friggin' people. Like,
I
welcoming,
like,
so just, like, such good vibes and good energy.
Yeah.
All of her friends and family were just so accepting of us,
yes.
even though we were, in quotes, the Jersey Queens. Like,
yeah.
everyone was like, Jersey Queens.
We were
girls,
literally
like,
the only people, I think, from out of state.
Yeah.
But it was also, it just added to, like, the allure of, like, why it was so fun, too. Because, like, there was no stakes. Like, we were just there, living our best lives, having the best time, and everyone was so kind, like you said. So, I mean, that was just
immaculate vibes.
Top tier, top notch.
Yes.
So that was a bang. And then now we're in, I guess, Q4.
Yeah.
Or you could say Q3 out of 3 if well, then that wouldn't be a quarter.
No, so Brooke doesn't know her left and her rights, and she also doesn't know the quarters of the year, apparently.
I don't know quarters. I don't know math. Anyway, it's
so November. We're in November now.
Yeah.
That's where we're at. And we just attended my stepsister's wedding, which was local to our area, so at the Jersey Shore.
Yeah.
And, like, we don't pump our gas, we pump our fists, I think is pretty much how we can just sum up the whole event.
Yeah. Well, it was very Jersey. As you're leaving the event, they had Jersey breakfast to go.
Shove a pork roll, egg, and cheese up your ass as you're exiting. Like, that was
the best. Like,
I mean, I scarfed that down later on.
There was nothing that made me happier exiting the wedding, seeing that.
Yeah, it was true, just Jersey style, and I loved it, like, 1,000%.
But it was also so nice to be at, like, an actual, like, family wedding. So that was a different aspect than the other two. Yeah. And all of the children were going directly in my pocket.
Yeah, so all my nieces and nephews. Oh my God.
They got so big. I feel like I hadn't seen them, like, in a little bit. And
gems.
They just grew up so much, and their faces are all precious. And, like, seeing them dance, and they were all so good. Like,
it's great when you get them in small doses.
Yeah, sure.
I love you guys.
No, no, we love them.
No, but honestly, like, again, this was like just the epitome of a Jersey wedding. I don't know what screams more Jersey than your DJ being called DJ
Meatball.
Like,
no, we love DJ Meatball though.
When my stepsister told me that that's who was assigned to her wedding because she hired that entertainment group, I literally dropped to the floor, like praising
so
Jesus Christ himself, because I was so happy that this guy was DJing, because we know him from, like, bars in our area that he normally will play at or like be at in the summer. So I was ecstatic. However, you know, there was some notes. I have notes for him.
Yeah, I do have notes, but you know what? I think it's different because
did he play a single one of our recommended songs?
Absolutely not, and I don't know that I can forgive him for that. But you know, it's not our day. It's not our day. It's the bride's day. It's the groom's day, and I feel like there was an older crowd, like even like,
Yeah.
you know, like your stepsister's a couple years older than us, so then her friends are older than us. So it's like we're not in the same era of like, no, this is my jam. Like our jams are not the same jams, and that's
Yeah.
okay.
And
It was still good.
Yeah, and it gave us time too, because like I mean, we danced for a good portion, but we also
Yeah.
socialized for a good portion
We
of
did.
it.
We
Talked
did
to
the
a lot of
photo
people.
booth.
Had to do the photo booth. That was
Hit
very
up the
fun.
bar.
Like
several
when
times.
I tell you we mixed 37 different alcohols, I don't know why we do this.
We tried so desperately to make an espresso martini, even though like they were like, no, you have to go out to the other bar. No, let's just try and make a concoction.
No, the
with what you
open bar
have.
was not equipped with any martini glasses, nor like the ingredients to actually make the drink.
Yeah.
But we said, oh, actually, scratch that. Make a mind eraser. That's what we asked for.
Oh yeah. Well, we didn't know we were asking for it,
Yeah.
but he goes, you know what this is called? No, what? A mind eraser. Oh, thank you, sir. Immediately put that down.
If get out your pen and pad right now. If you're interested in ordering this, it can be done as a shot or a beverage, but it is vodka, preferably Tito's. It was Kahlua and over ice with a splash of club soda, which was actually really good for like a nice little sweet treat.
I definitely
Except
I
we had
had
about
a couple
half of
sips,
it,
and that was it.
And then we were gagging.
Yeah.
And then moved along to, I don't know what we had after that,
Vodka
honestly.
soda, I think. But then they took them away because then the wedding was done. So
Yes,
we were
that
done.
was also a note that I had was like, do not take my goddamn drink. Like, if there's a drink on my table, do not take my drink.
Yeah, unfortunately, we stepped away for one moment to get a photo with the bride. God forbid the drinks are gone.
God fucking bed. But you know what?
Whatever. Other than that, I mean, it was absolutely amazing. And it wrapped up early, and that allowed us time to have the after party. My favorite part. After the after party, we're going to keep it going.
Yay! So we have DJ Meatball's Prodigy in the house with us here tonight.
Yes.
After party is where it's at. And honestly, unfortunately, maybe fortunately for everyone involved, Brooke happens to be the head honcho coordinator for getting everyone shuttled out of this friggin' hotel to get to the local dive bar.
I was going to say, I think maybe I should reevaluate my career and like go into wedding coordinating, because that woman, whatever her name was, she stepped away as, you know, the night ended. Petra stepped down, and Brooke stepped up.
She did.
I became the coordinator for some reason. I'm chauffeuring the bride up to her room with a box of things.
We're contacting the shuttle. We have him on speed dial.
I have the groom's phone. I have the groom's phone. I have the groom's jacket. I have the groom's tie.
We had the bride Brooks escorting the bride up to the room so she can get changed into her sweatsuito to make it out to the after party.
Like I don't know what comes over me in these situations, but I'm here for it.
People say like fight or flight, or like, you know, what has your reaction. Brooke goes into planning. That's there. She is option 3.
No fighting.
Nope.
No flighting.
Nope.
We're gonna take control of the situation. We're gonna organize it. It's gonna be great. So, and it was, you know what? It was fantastic.
It was so fun. Yeah. So I think all in all, we've had like a really good year of weddings, and we have more to come in 2025, which I'm looking forward to. Yeah. Although one's probably that we're going to be separate at. I don't know how it's going to transpire yet, but we'll see.
Honestly, I was thinking about that. And like, as much as we want a relationship, we want boyfriends, we want to have a boyfriend to bring as a +1, I actually think I'll be a little bit sad when that day comes. Because like, yes, it's nice to have a man on your arm for like those events. But like, who's tearing it up on the dance floor with me at that level? Who's doing the most? Like,
not the boyfriend.
No, like
we want someone to match our energy, but it's a different type of matching.
It's different. So I've determined I think I'm going to, moving forward, then need a +2 to the wedding. So that's just what it's going to be.
No one's going to want to invite us to their weddings because we're going to be too expensive to have 3.
Yeah. Well, that being said, I think we should move into our wedding guest etiquette portion.
Yes, we did promise
this podcast episode. So I think the expensiveness and pricing brings up a good point.
Yes.
So I think, and this is what we kind of tried to do, obviously if you're getting invited to someone's wedding, like you're close enough with them that you're witnessing like the most important day of their life. So you should be able to try and like figure out how much your head is costing. Like you're close table. You're close with them. So you, in conversation, you should be able to pick up kind of what the cost is to cover your plate, and that's what you should try to do for your gift. It's like you want to try and cover like the cost of what they're paying for you to be there. So that is my first tip.
Absolutely agree.
So yeah, we always try to do that. Or not try to, we do that.
Mm-hmm. And also, too, like, just as, like, a prerequisite to the wedding, if you are invited to the shower, like, keep that in mind. I know, at least in my opinion, like, for the shower, it's good to get, like, an actual tangible gift or something that you think, you know, it's either off the registry, or if they don't have a registry, actually, like, my stepsister wanted people to contribute towards her honeymoon fund.
Yes,
so, like, there's different alternatives, right? But, like, depending on what the bride and groom want. But if there is a registry, obviously, like, getting something off of that is really nice and thoughtful, or just, like, another, like, really thoughtful gift that's either personalized or something for the couple.
Yeah.
I highly recommend for the shower, and then for the wedding, I generally recommend just cash.
Yeah, cash is easier, especially like you're all dressed up, you're going.
Just want to bring a card, drop it. Peace and
Pro
blessings.
tip: don't forget the card. We almost did this at 2 of the 3 weddings. Probably the only reason why we didn't forget it the first time was because my parents went with us. Yeah. And they remembered. But we literally left
I ended up realizing my mom had it with her the entire time, and she forgot to give it. So we gave it to her the next day.
Okay, that's good. But the other wedding in Miami, we literally were running late, of course, and we're running out of the hotel room.
No, not us.
Never.
Running late.
Always on time.
We're always prompt.
Yeah.
I'm manifesting that for us.
You know what? Maybe in our future. But anyway, we're running out of the hotel room, and I don't know how on earth it came into my brain, but I realized that I left the card in the hotel room. So
I mean, St. Anthony came down and said, something's lost and can't be found.
He literally came down and hit me on the head and said, "You dumb bitch, turn around." Because that would have been a disaster. Anyway, so don't forget the card and try to cover your cost per head in your gift.
Absolutely.
So
I think some other tips and tricks in regards to, like, wedding etiquette, you really want to make sure that when you're going, like, whether you are very close with these people, whether it's family or if it's maybe folks that you don't know, right? Like, in our case, we kind of had, like, a variety this year, right? Where we had some weddings where we knew a lot of people, we knew some, or we knew nobody. And regardless, you really need to make sure that you're engaging with people. Like, I think it speaks volumes when, like, you're going up and you're, you know, even if you haven't met someone before, introducing yourself, asking how they're related to either the bride or the groom, and kind of just, like, striking up a small talk or conversation, because I think that I don't know, just creates more connectivity with the group of people that's there.
It does.
Because you're all there for the same people supporting them.
Yeah, and it adds to your experience as well. But I think that does speak volumes, because when we left, like, the wedding in Miami, that we didn't know anyone at, literally the bride complimented us and said, "I have never gotten so many compliments on wedding guests." And, like, obviously we talked to enough people that, like, we made an impression. They're like, "Wow, these people were really nice." Like, we were the one people that no one else knew either. And, you know, it meant a lot to them, obviously, that we took the initiative to, like, kind of socialize.
Yeah,
We
so
could have just sat off
be
in
like
the corner.
a complete social butterfly and, like, drain your battery. But I do recommend, like, you really should be interacting and engaging with, like, other guests, whether they're, again, if it's family, it's a little bit different, less formal, but, like, highly recommend that. But on top of that, I think it's important that part of that is not just, like, socializing, but really being the life of the party. You're there to celebrate and make this an extremely memorable night for the bride and the groom. Like,
yes,
bust it out on the dance floor. Why are we sitting down, sipping our wine, acting like we're so just
no
too good for
you
this?
Accepted
like,
it. You accepted an invitation. You are there to work, bitch. Get your ass up and
nobody
shake
wants
it.
to work anymore. Oh my god.
Okay. The work ethic on the dance floor is really lacking. No, you gotta get the oldies involved. You gotta get the kids involved. Bring it around town. Get on the conga line, for Pete's sake. No one wants to do it. Get in the line. You're gonna feel better for it.
You have an obligation as a guest, and that is to tear it the fuck up and make the best of it. So
yeah, you need to have some sweat. I'm sorry. I hate to tell you.
No, you have to. Your heart rate has to be up.
However,
but for Christ's sake, I repeat, do not wear an Apple Watch on your wrist to the wedding.
Apple
to any
watch,
wedding.
Any
to
sort
any
of
formal event.
Fitness watch. Actually, really, I would say no watch. Period.
Even an Oura ring, throw it in the fucking trash for the night. Like, I don't want to see them.
That's probably
forget
subtle.
it. Don't care. Don't want to see them.
They probably wouldn't know.
Don't want to see them.
I feel like something just that chunky in general is a lot for me. Like, I've contemplated wearing, like, a watch to the wedding. I'm like, no, like, it's too chunky. Maybe if you had a dainty watch. But, like, my watches are a little bit thicker. Like, I just don't like that.
A nice quality, dainty, like, good, you know, that's different. But I mean, like, a chunky, athletic Fitbit on your wrist.
Not for me.
That's great that you want to track your heart rate on the dance floor, but
listen,
no,
just kiss
no,
it up
sir.
to God. They know that you're doing the work. You're putting in the work. Everyone
calories are being
recognizes
burnt.
it. They're actually just cycling through because you're burning off all the fantastic food that you're eating and all of the alcohol that you're drinking. So it's all going to be fine in the morning. Don't think about it.
Yeah.
And that also brings me to two more things. Number one, don't wear a hair tie on your wrist, please. Just keep it in your bag. If you might need it because you're working up a sweat, but keep it in your bag. And second of all, just dress to impress. My God, this is your time to shine. If you look good, you will feel good. Like, you're going to walk into that wedding like $1 million. Like, I put on my Spanx, and I was like, oh, my God, who is this skinny queen?
Put the Prairie backyard barbecue dresses in the back of the closet. Like, please get them out. We're not doing them right now at this event. Well,
No.
I mean, I will say, like, I don't want to completely bash that because it depends on the event.
Well,
it depends where you're going.
It depends on the vibes.
But I would say generally, like, let's step it up for this occasion because you get very few times like this to, like, really dress up. But, dress to impress for sure.
Yeah, because I feel like we missed kind of that aspect. Like, after college, after all of the date parties and stuff were done, I'm like, oh, my God, when am I ever getting dressed up again in my life? You know? So now is our time to shine. So
highly also recommend investing in, like, good pieces. So, like, whether, you know, obviously, like, for girls, investing in good quality dresses, or for guys, like, a good suit or something that you can even rewear, right? Like, who cares if you're an outfit repeater? It doesn't really matter.
No.
Especially in this season of life, I feel like mid to late 20s, there's going to be so many weddings that we're going to attend over the next few years. And the reality is that you can't get a new dress a new outfit for every single occasion.
Right.
So I would recommend investing in good shoes, good dresses, good quality things that you could reuse and rewear.
Yes. I was going to say, wedding shoes, I feel, are hard to find, and like you kind of have to figure it out for yourself of what works for you. But I have been trying to acquire heels that have like a platform.
Brooke likes to actually be on stilts for weddings.
I do. I like to be like the Miami dancers and be on stilts. But no, I do like to be tall. But I also like to have a bit of a platform by my toe because, you know, on the ball of my foot, I mean, because I feel like not being on the actual ground just helps my feet not hurt as much. They still are numb by the end of the night. Do not get me wrong. But the mix of the dancing, the vibes, and the alcohol help to mitigate that.
Alleviate it. Yeah. 100%. Yeah, I'm more of like, I like to go with a shorter heel, but the heel cannot be a stiletto heel. It has to be kind of chunked on, not the classic like around the ankle chunky heel that every bitch wore from like 2016 to 2018. Like, not that style shoe. If you know, you know. But I mean more of like just like a unique funky heel shape that is not super pointy, that won't get like stuck in cracks and crevices. Especially if you're like on grass or something, you don't want that.
You can't have a stiletto. That's what we're saying. Like, that's not going to last you the like 7 hours of the day, and it's also going to get stuck depending on where you're at. So that's that for the shoes.
For sure.
Another thing that you should do as a wedding guest is make a night of it. Get a hotel room if you can. Like, make it an occasion. It just elevates the whole vibe of the night so much more.
You're making it worthwhile, right? Because you're going and you're, you know, we know weddings are a costly venture between gift giving, maybe the travel it takes to get to this event if it's not local to you. We know it's a lot. But at the end of the day, make it an event for yourself. Like, make it worthwhile, make it exciting, and treat yourself. Yeah, absolutely. If you can, treat yourself because, like, again, this is one of those things where you're only gonna get to do it so many times. So just, like, treat yourself. That's
and we always treat ourselves. In fact,
too much.
A hotel lobby snack bar shop hates to see us coming.
Like, me and Brooke actually stole food.
No, we may or may not. We may or may not have stolen
multiple hotel lobby bars.
No, just the one. We paid for the other ones.
Oh, did we? Okay.
Yeah, we did.
We are the hotel lobby bandits.
You know what, though? We actually took a photo of ourselves taking...
We have incriminating evidence of the stealing.
That actually was probably dumb. But we thought it was smart at the time because we waited for like 5 to 7 minutes for someone to come. No one came. I'm like, listen, dude, my ice cream's going to melt. So we got to skedaddle. If you want
the drunk
proof,
food hits after a wedding so hard.
Oh, my God. Like, I don't think I've ever in my life eaten a pint of ice cream.
We ever like of ice cream. We don't even eat ice cream.
We don't even know.
We're more like salty snack people.
Yeah,
but
we did get.
We did that too.
Yeah,
don't worry.
Yeah, we got both. But yeah, you know, wedding calories don't count. That's just a fact.
Wedding calories don't count. Period.
Yeah. Okay. I think I only have one more thing on my list.
Let's hear it.
I would say to appreciate the little details. There's so many little details that the bride and groom put into this day. And I think that's what makes the difference between a good wedding and a great wedding. And I will say every single wedding that we went to this year had those little details that you and I both appreciated and said, wow, that's really nice. And
very well thought out. And compliment the bride and the groom. Like, tell them that.
Yes.
Say, oh my God, I love this detail that you added, or I love this element. And like, they put a lot of time and money and effort invested into this event, and they're doing it for you to have a good time, for themselves as well, but like for you to have a good time. So always throw out the compliment. Like, they love to hear it.
Yeah. So that's it on the wedding etiquette.
Yeah. It's very simple. Like, go back to the basics. Let's not overcomplicate it. Just like, remember to have a good time. Make sure to keep the drinks flowing for the bride and the groom. Like, you should be ripping up the dance floor. Like, you have no excuses for that. I don't want to see any of you sitting down idly.
No,
not allowed.
So, moral of the story is make it a night. Have a great time. And that's really the only rule, is you need to have fun. Because it's just not that serious. We'll see you guys next time.
Take care.
Take